Hey everyone, Elisha here. So I chose to talk about sentence building. What a great way to use scaffolding to build on to what students already know by taking simple sentences and showing students how to make them more complex by introducing new grammatical structures. I'm going to show you an example of beginning, intermediate, and advanced levels of sentence building. So here's example 1. This is the beginning level. I would first consider, based on what standards the children need to know and what the needs are for my kids, of what I would want to introduce to them. For this example, the objective would be to teach them about adjectives and putting adjectives in simple sentences to make writing more descriptive. So you can see on the screen, a simple sentence would be, I see a pig. So I would think, okay, I want to show my students how to use an adjective. So I would add pink in there. I see a pink pig. So this would be for the beginning level. For the intermediate level, an example would be, I see a pink pig. The pink pig is happy. So I would think, all right, my students need to know how to combine sentences. So I'm going to model them, I see a happy pink pig. So we'll move on to the advanced level. And I would look at my students and say, okay, we want to increase their sentence building skills. So I might add an embedded clause. So the example of this would be, the simpler sentence would be, the pig decided to leave the farm. So we'd add an embedded clause, the pig, who always lived with the cows and chickens, decided to leave the farm. And here, down here is the cute little pig saying goodbye to the chickens and the cows. So this is the really cool part about sentence building. And so we're going to make it even better, and we're going to add some home language. So you can see the simple sentence, I see a pig, from the beginning level. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce this, but this is Spanish, and hopefully it says I see a pig. I just use Google Translator. I know that's not always correct. And then I added pink, and then also down here it's pink. There's pink in there somewhere. I think that's this rosado. Okay, so what's really cool about this is you can have your students put this side by side. So put it side by side, and really the benefits are for everyone, which I think is super cool. So even if you think about so for example, in my placement class right now, I have some students who are English is their home language, and they're not learning Spanish or anything. They're just the teachers. They put some English speaking students in with the ELLs because they wanted them to just have more students to work with, and they're at the same level. So I thought it's cool that even if I did this with my students who are emergent bilinguals, also my English students would benefit this, because if you put two sentences side by side, what's happening is you're getting a better understanding of how your language works. So I just thought that was really cool, to see that. Okay, so let's just go through these steps again. So number 1, how to do this, how to teach this would be, I would first decide what grammatical component I want to teach. So I would ask my questions, what do students need to learn? How can you add on to what they already know? What do they need to improve on? What can you teach them so that they can meet the expectations put on them with the standards? Number 2, create bilingual or multilingual model sentences. Number 3, start with the basic version of a sentence. Actually, go back to number 3. The basic version would kind of be like what they already know. So now we're going to use scaffolding and we're going to model how to build a more complex sentence. So I would, again, just kind of think of what they need to know, and then I would model this for them. So one way you could do this is kind of neat for like the beginning level. You could write it out on a piece of paper, cut up all the words, and then add some new words. So for example, for the I see a pig, you would write that up, cut it up in pieces, and then maybe make a space where you would insert pink, and then the students could like insert their own words. So then you would want to compare and contrast the English and home language sentences together and just kind of talk about, ask them questions to talk about like what's different, just so they have a better understanding of how syntax works. And so I love that one. It's cool. All right, number 6, provide guided practice. So of course you would, after you model, you'd want them to practice while you guide them into learning. And then the last step is to provide independent practice. So you'd want them to go off on their own and take their writing to the next level and have their own ideas. So, all right, so that is sentence building. So thanks a lot.